itself. This product's been out in the European market for about 10, 12 years now. Yes. Um, we've made some modifications to make it more applicable to the American market. There's a lot of differences that maybe Michael can explain better than me on how they do things in Europe, how they do things here. We brought out how we've been testing for a long time, about a year ago, but this is to generate absolutely no sheen. This is a 400 sheen meter. So it's the lowest product on the market at this point, once it's said and done. So we put that on this side, they kind of, they know my booth, we got a kind of samples every garden, you can see what this product looked like. Really to generate that raw appearance, and no machine is required at all. Two component, hard product, goes down about 650, 700 square feet per gallon, and it's our most chemical resistant product that we have in our line. So it's a little bit different concept than milk thickness, but very high solid count. And technology is it's the most chemical resistant product that we have in the product line. But it does make that a little bit different. They put it down through the application, very, very easy to work with. Obviously, you see it dry the next half hour, so somebody moves, make sure you want dry. So with that said, let's go ahead and mix up some magic oil. With magic oil, not but two color, because the floor is already so well sealed. The application of this is very similar to doing the second coat of magic oil. Magic oil is a two-coat process. And this would be much more similar to doing the second coat of magic oil, and I think products will go really, really far. So once we get it mixed up, two-component product, it's going to mix at a 4-to-1 ratio. So the open, certain component A, there'll be a little wax on the bottom. Michael will hold pencil up and show some of the wax that's on the bottom and why you need a syrup. First of all, I know for everybody, how an actual fullness is hurting, so and it's made also. Sorry for my short English, so it's not the best one, but I'm sure the brand speaks for itself. So we started here with that on the powder ridge, and the last layer, the next oil on top. So we have, in our range, we have the linseed cut, it's 4 to 1, so we fill out the oil to number to A, and the hardener to number to B, and you mix it, and then you have exactly 4 to 1, where you don't need the old butters on each side. The problem is, it's an oil wax combination. So the wax is like cardiac, the oil is the on the top. So you have to mix it first with a perfect Pallmann pencil. You put it in and just fill. Maybe you can see it. And you have the yellow wax on the bottom there. On the top is just oil. So you see that the oil on the top is more brown, and the yellow one is the wax. And you have to mix it first inside, then everything mix yellow. Then it's right mixing. You are shaking, you have to mix it because the wax is on the bottom like the shake, and it's not fully mixed inside. So the best thing is with the sticks, not half hour. Just 20 seconds. It's done. You fill it and then normally when you have a mix the room, you can still the hardening inside mix it and it's started right here in the small area. And it's just the small bowl with the oil. So we have the 4 to 1. Fill up. Today. Fill up the order to be. Mix it. It's also mixing. This is not a mixing. You have to mix it a little bit harder. You're real red, so we mix it a little bit harder. That's it. So now we can start with a water and a sugar stein for the detection. Here we have saved, and we have the first layer with the tolerance, and now we need some only some crops I want to get. So apply it a little bit. Have a there. Whereas I didn't make more because it's like simply exciting text. So, of course, the next thing is when you polish it with our slider, and then sand the floor with the slider and then polish it. You have a very nice slide. So check over everyone. They didn't see. Okay, there is some drops there. It's a little bit mess flooring. So it was boss. It's a easy start. You have to just sit inside before it starts. You can make it very fast, like with the oil. We do it very slow, otherwise the oil is actually too. So we polish it very slow. It's a very polishing. First, it is a little bit more. So in this case, a little bit of oil is going to go a very long way because the two color is a very good sealer. So all we're adding is a little bit of oil and a little bit of wax. Typically, magic oil on first coat is going to go anywhere from 300 to 400 square feet. In this situation, we're going to go 800 to 900 square feet per year. So it just is, because the floor is already 95% full of the two component state. So you apply the oil with the red patch. Then you're assured, okay, everywhere is the same amount. Everywhere is oil in it. This is slider. You can work with this machine in every size when you're at. I like the short size, so I want a little bit longer. These are a little bit smaller, so we can go down. In this. And I have ownership also for smaller guys, for example. This is very fun. That's fun. Yeah, it's a lot. So that's more. Everything is on the floor.
Forget the wide if you need.
We organize side scan. We switch the patch. Don't forget the ring by the door. The quarter shakes like that. Go in the way. The white patch is now that the wax is a polishing that with a little bit more. The wax goes up and make a perfect surface of the one's floor. Soft start again. Very easy to polish it with this machine. Go inside. You see everything. Oh, there is something wrong with the oil. We can come. We see everything with the nice eye grade around this machine. You come directly to the access to the corners. Polish it. Bring the flip plates away. Very simple. So then, this product now, 3 to 4 hours to walk across, $12 cure, life is normal, fortunately done at that point. So that would be the magic oil system over to color. And again, mix the oil. You got more than enough time to work with it. You just saw it, mix more oil that you can saw it, which you have. Legitimately, once it's done for you, have over an hour to kind of blend back together. So there's no rush. It's not in the middle of this thing. Very similar to color it, and then you can stop hitter, cross grain, go mix up some more. But I know I have 50 square feet left. I didn't mix up quite enough. Mix out. This can sit. I've left this sit for over an hour and blended that line back together and build them up with every single color in the line. Magic World is very similar in that once it's down, you're not rushing. You have plenty of time to work with it. Take it down there. Polish it out. At this point, really the only mistake you can make is to leave a little bit of excess white on your floor. If you want it left it, hell, that's basically embedded. You're not seeing any swirls or drips anywhere. At that point, you want to say properly. It is designed to bind with the wood fibers. If there's excess oil left on the surface, it's not going to be. So at this point, literally the only mistake you can make now is to not really want to squat it. So the first time ever the United World, please reach out to any other Dairy Queen manager, like we're going to show it to you. But also, once you're done here, get out, clean up your area. Your very first job is to stay to clean white and this left folder one more time, just to be fully safe. You could not overlap it. It would not be possible with the white pads. With the terry cloth rag, you maybe could flap it, maybe make a little bit too much out with the white pad, you really can't. So just for your first job, just make sure that all the excess is gone. So that's the magic roll system. You're going to generate a very low luster, very natural feel. You're going to see spray and significantness. That's the color with magic roll on top. Then on this side is same base layer. So here we're going to require 2 coats of finish on top of this. So it could either be designed with our one component product, Alex Power, and because of any of the finishes, in this case, currently stealth on, but there's different look and to show stealth. Let's say we're doing one big coat, let that dry, and rate it, put our final coat on. That would be the water system on top of color. So we're going to eliminate the stain, sealer, and then 2 coats of finish. This process is the same sealer as white, going directly to 2 coats of finish. So there's 2 rollers in the line now. Millimeter size, and then we have the other millimeter, the regular water fire, and we have all the 8 millimeter over there, and our 6 millimeter wide, we have that. Yeah, so this has been this is our standard rolling our waterborne creases in the line. This is a product that would clean down and board and hit you 500 square feet per gallon, which is going to be clear, color, 96 power, and mold. So that would be this roller. Nature Seal, White Seal, and Stealth, but you're going to go on either 650, that 6 to 650 number. That's going to be the thinner nag roll because it's easier to control like thinner amounts. So that's the difference between the two. With a little practice, they can all be done with this one. With Stealth, you see the viscosity of it. So you can like the roll as opposed to T-bar. So I just didn't T-bar anyone. I just created it out of it. So I didn't run the roll a long time ago. But it's the easiest way to control the amount of finish that's on the floor. So the quality of our rollers is very high. So it's very soft. It sucks a lot of materials inside. You feel it. This roller don't lose any air. So this is absolute corrected on the top side. That you have after the application after any air and remember. So it's very soft, and we apply now our newest member in the family, Pallmann family. The product itself is a very friendly hot system. And so it's going to come packaged in a box like this every time. So there's no fear of easy hardener. It comes together. One hardener that activates 1 gallon. It is an N-to-1 ratio if you're mixing up partials, and it comes with the filter in. The reason we don't put the filter inside of here first is because the viscosity on this is a little bit heavier and it takes longer to drain through the filter. So with that said, that's the reason that this comes separate. There'd be no reason to secondary filter it. With the 42% solid pound in here and all the matting agents, it's important to shape this drum very vigorously. And so all the drums are designed, they're designed to stack, but this formation causes a break. So this is the recommended shaking pattern. And some people do it by time. I can't keep track of time that way, so I just count the number of shakes that I do. So I'll typically do 25 to 30 snaps like this. And again, this is everything in the Pallmann line can physically not be overshaken. As in plastic, the foamers are literally industry leading. So there's no fear of overshaking anything. If you do undertake it, you can develop some straight beam, but you need to incorporate all the matting agent that's in it. So this gets shaken very well. Again, if we're going to mix up a small amount, we could use the same mixing cup. We're going to mix it all down. Let's just show how that's done. So that gets next. Give this just a couple shakes, just because not any real particular reason, but I outside everything before I choose it. So I'm going to allow this to drain in. It is an isocyanide secondary component for drying and ultimately to help with the chemistry and for the durability sediment. So once that's all the way in, with any chip component product, this is not a great time to take the phone call or go to the bathroom because the viscosities are different. At isocyanate is still on the bottom, the chemical reactions are happening. So you want to shake it in that first minute. You don't want to let this sit for 5 minutes in this state. And then, so give it another 20-ish shakes to get it fully incorporated. And so one of the alterations that we've made, so in the European market, at this point, this is drill mix. So it's different, conceptually it's different. We did not feel that we could really construct the American, I mean, everybody's using it here. So we didn't feel we could really make that application work in America. So they made a bunch of alterations to it to make it a shapeable product. So well shaken. Yeah, any two component product should sit for in there too, just to allow the chemical reaction to start and to relax.
So Archie showed the right shaping. So most I compare just like, and then they're thinking they're shaping the bucket, and this is not shaking. This is not shaking. This is not shaking. So like Archie said, this is a real shaking. You can shake it also otherwise, but you need some power inside the bucket. Just shake it inside the hole.
And again, every Pallmann product, it cannot be overshaken. The fear of overshaking product is the foamer, that they'll become foaming, you won't be able to lay down. Everything in this line, the foamers are, they're unprecedented. So we're going to show, this is one of the ways to apply it. It's kind of the proper or easiest way to get the right amount of product out on the floor with the roller method. There is a way to do this directly on the floor. Ultimately, the main thing with this one is we're going to paint it on thin, and we're not requiring any bubble or flow to happen. We're going to paint it out the way that it is. It's very, very forgiving, unless you put it on a 300 square feet down. This is not designed to work that way. It's designed to work at a thinner level. So
we can apply directly on the floor, but we want to give it in a bucket. We're showing now like we're doing stools. So I show the American version how we can apply it. So everything, it's important that you hear the roller. It's very important. Normally we say, okay, 100, like the 100 was right here, but here, it's important that you do it very thin.
So Michael, that doesn't get a lot of most people. The milliliters per ounce is
fixated in the American.
So most of the product line is going to be 450 to 500 square feet per gallon. This product is 650 to 650 very comfortably. It can actually go a little bit thinner. It is also fine. But we really don't want this one down at 400 square feet per gallon. With the magnesium present, it doesn't work quite the same. So I've been with Pallmann 10 years now. I've spent most of that time trying to convince contractors to put the product a little bit thicker. All these products are designed to work by a mill thickness, and everything in the line until recently has been at 450 to 500 square feet per gallon. This one's a little bit different. The chemistry in it is completely different. The solid count is completely different. The chemical resistance is not required by that mill thickness. It's thinner, white, the thinner the better. It's almost.
So when we show our products works perfectly, also when super German are applied the doctor, so we do it in all directions. And then you see in the end of the day, you will see it levels perfectly. You see no overlapping, no stop parts with this product. Then the important thing is that you are arrived nearly the same amount everywhere. Otherwise, you have different drying times. But you can roll it in all directions. Doesn't matter. We let it here. You can come back and you will see. You see no any parts, no any roller overlappings.
And then, as you can see, now that this is a huge area, but working time is not an issue. If you can roll into this product continuously for us to say no lapping lines in that way, the way, again, It's nearly solvent-free, so it is a little bit slower drying product. It also is a little bit slower curing. This product it has a two component layer. It's still a 7A full cure. So it's a little bit slower in the curing process. We can make it cure faster and dry faster, but we gave up some of the forgiveness. So at least now we kind of trade off when you're developing waterborne or any kind of finish system. Workability, the dry time, the affordability, the chemical resistance, the silk resistance, all those things have to go into play. So we went with a little bit slower drying, a little bit longer cure time to increase the forgiveness of products in this category that sometimes can be a little challenging. So at that, this would sit. Again, this will be, you could have a customer water cost this in about 4 hours under most conditions. Next day they could walk on it. It'd be, fine. But no, just like any other product, no water, no cleaning for 7 days. That is just a little bit of a slower cure. And again, that's just the product. So that's two different ways to finish over the top of 2 color. Both are depending on the look and the feel that clients want. This is actually going to have flesh sheen than the Magical. The Magical is going to create kind of a luster, but this will have that full urethane yield on top. So where Magical, you'll still see and feel some grain. This will have the full urethane layer on top. So that's kind of the two differences. And again, it could be done up in sheen, but I mean, we could take it all the way up to power with a gloss at 65 if you want a super shiny floor. So if any of the finishes are compatible over the 2 color, this is just the two different ideas. And if you stick around for a couple minutes, this is the hard part of my job. It's watching it and dry. I promise you this thing and not make this is going to look great. But if nobody wants it dry, that's completely gone. But if you kept it in the light right now, you can already see a lot of roller marks and everything. Very scary. It's something I have learned kind of in contracting to this job. Watching finish dry is really hard. Don't think it's going to work. And ultimately, you think, oh, man, I didn't know for a fact this is fine. So, like I said, that's the two different ways. I should finish on the top of 2 color. Again, would love to chat with you about 2 color. It's just such an incredible advancement for our industry. A 5 EOC coloring system that looks like a normal solid-based sand, but completely safe to be around, completely forgiving. And then just, 1 go to max foil or 2 go to base on top of it. So we're safe to step around the floor. I'd love to chat with you about that. Any questions about the fabric world, more to say in that regard? What you saw next, you might do a pretty good job, I guess. So, and again, this is getting late to dry. If you want to see it dry, please come by the booth. Again, we've got Rawson and beer and root beer. Starting at Grand Lot. Yeah, for 100 anniversary. Okay, so the question was, how easy is it to touch up the stage? And I'm going to tell you, it's very similar to touching up the solid-based stage. There's not I've been a contractor for 25 years, working on a number of Pallmann. Repairs are more hard than science. And there are certainly systems to repair it. I'm not going to say it's easier, I'm not going to say it's harder. It's very similar to repairing any stain. There are certain parts of repairing it that are definitely easier. Over a water floor, if you get a tow drive or if you add riding, you crash the rain, you get a lighter line. I think that's much easier to repair on your culprit. A part refrigerator scratch or something could be very similar. It'd be my personal skill set would be a board isolation, taking down the wallwood and built back up in the same edge. Very similar in that way. Again, repaired. It's not easier. It's a lot harder. And like everything else, it develops and tricks you repairing it. A couple I have found that are easier are definitely that you run a toe or something and you have that little lighter lower line and you have that important you. Now they have got much easier repairing this than the center-based thing. A refrigerator or chair strap all the way through it. I got to be very, very similar to that, where you take it, repair the grain, water pot, light, dry, build it back up in the same system. So it is, I would say it's no harder or easier. So the good part is that it's, the smell and the DLC thing is absolutely hard to put on it. It's 5 DLCs. Smell like an apple oil for 5. That part is, my world is most important part about shooting all of that. So, and then repairing the finishes, both of them are going to be self as long as you go in at the same fabric rate. If you have a single board, that board actually you need to repair. Homemade focus in every break, very simple manner. With it thicker, it's going to be a little bit more matte, which is visibly more validated than present. So it's all good. Same as a tree in regular waterborne finish. I have to try to match your heavy break as you regulate the original coat. So we see guys that do a coat, they coat the roller, they coat very thick. You know, back in hair, they do a little bit thinner, it's shinier every single time with all the waterborne. So in that way, it's very similar there. So, all right. So it's no long day. Again, love to see you over at 805, the big Pallmann Manor. Love to chat with you about the product line and share some props. It's a deer, it's 125 years of story.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Thank you.